up, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of LEGO Star Wars: The Force Awakens. For the PS3. Before we get started, I'm going to address why was I absent from Monday and Tuesday. Because I was so busy. That's all I have to say. And because the reason I didn't do an episode of Kingdom Hearts either yesterday or on Monday is because that boss fight was a pain in the ass. And because I think I'll just get back to it off camera. Because if you cannot get the job done, then just come back to it off camera. Which that's what I'm going to do. You may not be a fan of the idea, but I have no choice but to do it. Because waging over something I cannot get the job done is just not worth my time, in my opinion. So of course, Kingdom Hearts series will return once I figure out how to beat that boss fight. And then other people are going to be asking, where's Monday Night Raw? Well, of course, I didn't have enough time to get it all done on Monday because my computer was being a piece of shit when I was trying to make the match card for what was going on the upcoming episode of Monday Night Raw. And of course, on that show, we will also be having a big announcement regarding what will be the next step for the World Heavyweight Championship going into SummerSlam. Because since Cody won the King of the Ring, he will be challenging for the WWE Championship. And of course, the WWE title scene got interesting now that CM Punk now wants a rematch against Randy Orton. Seth Rollins was screwed over because of a disqualification at King and Queen of the Ring. And Cody Rhodes won the King of the Ring tournament. And we'll be getting a WWE title match at SummerSlam. So because of this could create intriguing situations going into SummerSlam. And of course, so let's also talk about what's going on Friday Night SmackDown on the next episode. As of course, CM Punk is going to be in the building to address why did he attack Randy Orton at the King and Queen of the Ring event. Because we're going to find out why did he do it. Then of course, we will also be having some Money in the Bank qualifying matches. And then some number one contenders matches to determine the next challenges for the championships going into Money in the Bank. And also tune into Monday Night Raw when it goes up that there will be a surprise. Yes, a surprise return. And because that return will take place, and of course Chad Gable will be having a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Who against? You're going to have to wait and find out. I'm not telling you the name, nor am I giving you out secrets. Who will that name be? You're going to have to wait. Wait and see. As we got Wicked on our team. Nice stuff. Sad that we don't have the 2x multiplayer, because I prefer, and even if I get called a cheater, which I don't even care. And the only reason I'm doing this is I want to do something other than Universe Mode. Than just doing Universe Mode exclusive. I don't think you can climb up there. Actually, you can. Because I think people said this was only going to be exclusive to Away. As we get a red brick. Nice. Nice stuff. We get a red brick. All depending what we can do with it once we get some good stud amounts. And of course, Money in the Bank, well, of course, it's going up on July 5th. Which is probably, I figure that's the day after the 4th of July. So of course, SmackDown is probably going to be... So of course, I could end up making SmackDown the Great American... The Great American Bash edition. Which means... Well, it all depends what we can do for the Great American Bash edition of SmackDown. And of course, a Great American Bash SmackDown would be very cool. But the question is, what matches can we fit that will not make it to the Money in the Bank card? I don't know, just tossing up some ideas about what we could do for the 4th of July edition of Universe Mode. And of course, we're definitely going to have some gaming content going up on that day. I need to get that gold medal so we can... Alright, so we got a trophy card. That's very nice. Very nice stuff. And because I believe I decided what we're going to be doing. And that is, I'm probably going to go, well, of course, I do have a haircut later tonight. So, of course, I'm probably going to do 5 episodes of this today. And then if I get enough time later tonight, I'm going to go work on SmackDown. And later tonight. And because we are still building towards, as we are of course building up to the Money in the Bank side of SmackDown. But of course, SmackDown will not be going up until Friday. Premiered or not, I don't know what will happen. But I can guarantee you I could get working with what is going on the next episode of SmackDown. Because I've started out 2 Super Roman Reigns Nick videos for Friday and Sunday. Because this Friday is for Friday the 13th. And then on Sunday, it's Father's Day. So, of course, I'm going to talk about some WWE Raw. Because there's a lot of things that stuck out last Monday. Let's start off with CM Punk John Cena confirmed for Saudi Arabia, the Night of Champions event. Now, of course, many people saying, how are we going to get that match when Punk does not go to Saudi Arabia? Unless CM Punk has actually changed his mind. Because he's here to make money. He don't give a shit. And of course, I remember they had a match at that same event back in 2012. Of course, the one that had a finish that we all thought it was going to lead to a Hell in a Cell match between the two. Before Cena pulled himself out of the match due to the injury that I believe he was dealing with since May of 2012, since Extreme Rules of 2012. So that was why they didn't do that match, and they went back to it at Survivor Series for the triple threat match. And of course, I know people are upset that this is not going to be happening at SummerSlam. Now, of course, during that segment, Seth Rollins foreshadowed cashing in on John Cena's title, which is the WWE Championship, which, of course, I would not be against an idea of Seth Rollins winning the WWE Championship. Now, and of course, considering Ilya Dragunov, as we speak, is on his way back, I could sense that WWE could be waiting on Ilya Dragunov to come back. So they could perhaps do. So they could do perhaps Ilya beating Gunther and of course Seth cashes in successfully on Cena's title, then this could set up intriguing situations going into the next year, with Seth as the WWE Champion, where of course we could be looking at Sami Rollins for the title at next year's WrestleMania. Meaning that, but the question I have to ask is, so does that mean that Cody, if that's going to happen, does Cody Rhodes win the King of the Ring tournament? Because that's the only way this could work. Unless they want to give it to Ilya Dragunov. Because people are still manifesting for an Ilya Dragunov comeback as the mystery person. To that, I would not mind the idea. But then that means, is Ilya going to win that title very quickly? Instead of doing a slow build. Just so Seth can go win the WWE title, Cody doesn't get his title back. I mean, if we do end up with a rematch, I don't think Orton turning heel could work. Considering he's probably the most over wrestler on the roster right now. Because I know people are saying, what if Randy turns on Cody and then joins Seth Rollins in his faction? I don't know if that's going to work in the long run. And I don't know how this would work. With Orton turning on Cody. The thing that people are going to remember is them setting up this being a setup for their WrestleMania encounter. Because I think that is definitely going to be the WrestleMania match. Cody Orton. But the question is, will it be for the title or is it going to be for nothing? Because I do think that Orton might end up turning on Cody. Because I don't think Cody turning heel would work. And you may ask, Orton doesn't make sense either. Unless we have an explanation. But I don't know if Orton joining up with Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed is going to work. Because he could outshadow one of the both cutscene. Never mind, I thought it was cutscene time. Anyways, I don't think Orton joining Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman is going to work. I mean, I'd be shocked if Orton is able to pull it off, and he can actually make this whole thing work. And then, of course, R-Truth is no more, as we now get Ron Killings, which I am wondering, how could Ron Killings work? I mean, could we be looking at him potentially? I mean, what if they end up having Ron Killings be back on the Raw roster, and wouldn't be surprised if they have Ron Killings beat Gunther. Because that goes to show you that Jonathan Coachman's words could end up coming true. That Triple H is on his way out. And of course, we're also going to talk about Money in the Bank, because the outcome of Seth winning the ladder match and then bearing the AAA is a proof that Triple H is on his way out. Because he does not care about giving the fans what they want. Because if he did, LA Knight should be holding the briefcase. Now granted, I believe they did tease Seth Rollins' LA Knight taking place at Saudi Arabia. Which I'm all for that match happening. But anyways, I'm wondering where this Ron Killings thing goes from here on out. And please, don't you fucking dare. WWE, don't you effing dare. Death Rebel him. Because if he does, we're going to have a serious problem. We're going to have a serious problem. Anyways, back to what was I saying? And then, of course, Gunther has regained the World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, it seems as though this now creates a lot of intrigue going forward to either for the next year or something. Because I would honestly assume that they could end up having Ilya take the title from Gunther, which is something I don't mind. But it all depends if they're going to do Sami Rollins for the WWE Championship. Meaning Seth cashes in either at SummerSlam or possibly at Clash in Powers. Or possibly maybe the Australia show. I don't know. I need Luke Skywalker. So, of course, back to what I was saying. Of course, Seth Rollins is probably going to cash in for Cena's title, either at either SummerSlam, Clash in Paris, or Crown Jewel in October. For all intents and purposes, I'd be shocked if he does cash in at Saturday Night Main Event. For all intents and purposes, I would be shocked if he cashes in on a random Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. Because him doing it on an episode of SmackDown would just scream to try and get some heat on the brand. Because I'd say the brand is probably at its worst state right now. And having a terrible roster does not help that. And it doesn't help that Road Dogg is still in charge. The fact the guy was given the pen instead of either Ryan Ward, depending whatever he's doing nowadays, or Paul Heyman. Because those would have been the better choices to take the pen and for SmackDown's creative team. And now that we got Road Dogg back, it only makes the show worse. And I really hope that Seth cashing in could put some heat to SmackDown, because people are just wanting a story and something of substance. Oh, cutscene time. Oh, never mind. That's not cutscene time. Oh no! Palpatine just killed Luke! Uh-oh. This is not gonna end well. Darth Vader's back to his feet. We're nearing closer. I think it's cutscene time. Alright guys, we're at the final part of this level. So of course, bear this in mind, there will be 6 episodes going up tomorrow, 5 today. As I'd like to get the whole thing sorted out before we can go for the haircut that I have later tonight. Because I'm gonna have to get used to it for a while. That's gonna have to be something we're gonna need to do. Oh, cutscene time. Alright guys, we're back. Now of course we don't have any audio on, but I'm gonna put the subtitles on. Yeah. And we did it. Huh? Don't tell me my game for. Oh wait, we get a long time ago trophy. I thought my game was gonna crash because if it did, I would have been pissed off. So, and because the force is calling for you, has 212,050. That's a good stud total to begin the game. So of course we get and of course I did get some DLC for the game. Just want to let you know. So for the characters we got is ATS Plot, Chewbacca, Darth Vader, Hansel Endor, Lando Calrissian, Logoi, Luke Skywalker Episode 6, Princess Leia Endor, Regent Outlaws Wicket, C3PO Classic, R2D2. That's a good amount. That's to begin this series. Thanks for watching episode 1, and I'll see you all for episode 2. Thanks for watching.